your plan right now. This is me coming at you as a man right now. Let me
Peace, family, friends, woes, hoes. This is Breon, and this is episode 2 of How Not to Kill Yourself. All right. In the previous episode, we talked a bit about dating apps, the emergence of dating apps, and how they've become a part of our culture, what have you. And we also touched on how those dating apps tend to promote what they call hoe tendencies or hoe phases, right? But the hookup culture in general, no doubt, is definitely something that's just kind of entrenched into our culture. Again, like I say, friends that have engaged in dating apps. You yourself have indulged in dating apps, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of technology. That's what we do. We're evolving, and there are different types of technology coming out, making things easier, right? Even in terms of dating and meeting people, whether that turns into a full-fledged relationship or, it's just one of those spring break things or what have you, So touching on that a little bit more, I'm going to talk about why, right? Like, why do we even engage in these dating apps? And I thought about it a little bit, and so I came up with some things that kind of make sense, right? We all know that everybody's different, and people have their different interests and their different ways of going about doing things, right? The number one, in terms of the type of people that I would say would kind of gravitate towards dating apps, are people that are more introverted, right? Shy, socially awkward, or maybe have anxiety, something like that, right? Just off the top of my head, I could be wrong, right? 2, you have people that are just giving it a shot. Friends told them about it. 3, you got those that are just creeps, which are male hoes, and then thoughts, of course, right? Just out trying to mingle and meet with people, see what they can get from them. You got some females that's hustling guys. Some of these dating sites with this whole catfishing thing, and Big Papi send me money, and these cats are falling for it, but I don't have a dog in that fight. You damn sure ain't gonna get no money from me for looking cute on, no, I'm good.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
I'll pass on y'all day low. But either way, you got men doing the same thing, I guess, with older women, right? Looking for sugar mamas, or planning to lay out of little funds or food or little kitty cat or whatever. But so that's those individuals, and also who else I think would be attracted to dating apps would be someone that's a frequent flyer, right? In and out of town a lot for work or business. Maybe you in a line of business where you're on the road with your job or what have you. You don't have a steady significant other, so you jump on the site to see what's up. Can't blame you for that. So that's why we use social dating or dating apps rather. To who and what are we looking for? When we're on these sites, right? We kind of touched on that just a little second ago. Who are you looking for? And with the dating apps, you can literally build a female or build a guy based off of what you feel like they should look like. What's attractive to you. So if you like blue eyes, green eyes, you can narrow down your specifics to that. If you like short hair, long hair, weight, a certain level of professionalism, if they have children or not, if they've been married or not, all of these things you can kind of put in to figure out who and what you want on these dating sites. Once you meet someone that you like, then you have to where and when will the meeting take place. For most people, I would like to think, it's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I probably don't know shit, right? But excuse my language. But when and where does this take place? How many times does an individual have to contact you, or how many times do you want them saying good morning to you, like throughout the course of the week or month or what have you, before you say, all right, this is someone I think I can deal with. Let's go ahead and make this happen. But even then, you gotta, figure out how you're gonna be in contact with them. Am I gonna get this fool? Am I gonna get this fool my number, or or they're gonna have to hit me up through the app. You know, so you got all that. Then you have to figure out, like I said, when and where it's gonna take place. Just given how crazy the world is and people are, I would definitely say public places. I mean, I think it's automatically known, right? We kind of know that. First time you meet someone, it should be in a public place. She could be crazy as hell. If she got an old man, he could be stalking her, whatever, and vice versa.
And we are.
You know, dude could be crazy. He could have an old lady, you know, and she's getting ready to get both of you out of business. So be careful with that, people. Lastly, how do you move forward after having this situation? Now, it's different for everyone. Again, I say, and I'm gonna keep saying that because I mean it's true. You can go a million different ways with them in any scenario, you know, to come out with different results. But how do you move forward after that? You know, so I have a few statistics I'm gonna cover as far as that, right? No big deal. We don't even care, right? Really, it's just random facts. So, random fact number one. There are 40 million Americans on dating sites. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So out of those 40 million people, only 1/3 of people have ever actually gone out on a date with someone that they met online. And also men and women both still in unsolicited sex in equal amounts, which they said was 50%. So out of every 10 women, it's in a sext. Same goes for the men, which is crazy when you think about it. But given those few facts, and like I said, the who, what, when, where, why, how, whatever of dating apps, what is this doing to us as a culture? From a male perspective, we can say that it does promote the hookup culture even more, and maybe even level the playing field, right? Because you have more females that have more options to more guys, period. So they, of course, they have more of an exposure to ain't shit guys as well as decent guys. Because if you know any female that's on any dating site, app, or social media site, if she looks alright, man, I can guarantee you she's probably got a nice number of DMs, bro. Like, straight up. For guys, it ain't quite the same for us, unless you do a lot of slinging online, just kind of puffing yourself up and beating your chest out.
I'm getting it back. I'm looking.
I mean, it happens, right? But I don't think there's a level of thirsty between men and women. I think they about equally as thirsty. Of course, depending on the individual. If you ain't shit, you just ain't shit. Your inbox would be crickets all year long. You know what I'm saying? But so what is that doing to us? Like I said, is that making the females more susceptible to going out and having more partners, guys? And do we have an issue with that? And also, does it kind of perpetuate the myth that men are hoes? Like they just kind of like a dog lost out here in the street. Wherever they can get a meal, that's where they gonna be at. Laid up with this female, that female, and the third. Guys, we've kind of been having this rap for a while. It's kind of also been true. So, now that the dating apps, right, have kind of leveled the playing field, you got more women kind of doing the same thing. Like, how do we roll with that? Like, how does that make us really feel? Like, if we can really be honest and have a conversation about our feelings, because guys, we don't always do that, right? We don't always do that. So how does it make you feel knowing you met this girl on the app and she might be everything that she says she is? She might be cool, go to church, and all the good stuff, whatever it is that you're looking for, all of those things, right? But she on the app, she popping at 2-3 in the morning. But you on the app too, you popping at 2 or 3 in the morning. You see she on the app, she see you on the app, you shoot her, good evening, what you still doing up, whatever corny line you got, and y'all get to talking and things kind of get to rolling. Like, is that a thought for guys? And again, do you have a problem with it, right? Same goes for female. But I said all that to say, regardless of how you meet someone or what the situation is going to be, again, whether it's a full-on relationship or it's just a situationship, it's a temporary thing. You guys have your understanding and what have you. Understand that you can still meet good people in the most unexpected places. So don't knock it till you try it. Number one, and number two, respect yourself. If you just out to get some for the weekend, at least be honest to the individual and let them know what it is straight up so they can make a decision whether they're gonna fuck with you or not. And you'll get much more results, man. I'm telling you. Like, females respect the truth better than you feed them a line of bullshit and then you have to go back on your word because you lied or you got caught up at the house with your lady trying to sneak out and go see your little side chick you met on a little app or what have you. Like, just keep it real. You get a whole lot more than life. And thinking about that, it brings me to another question. It's like, what about gentlemen? Are there still any gentlemen out there due to this hookup culture that we kind of call ourselves up in? Right? It's like a love affair, with the hookup culture. It's like, it's so tempting because it's right there. You can jump on any app and just boom, create a profile. You can be whoever you want to be, right? And you got a pretty good chances of getting a hit back in your box. You get that entertainment, that gratitude, and a lot of times that's all that we're seeking anyway, because we do not get it at home from friends, family, what have you, or your significant other. So it's almost a loop, that we call it being seeking, that attention, that affection, even if it's faux as fuck, which I think is a sad thing, but with that energy, I think we should take that and use that to better ourselves, right? As opposed to trying to stunt and do it for the gram, as they say. All that's not necessary. Love yourself, build each other up. Gentlemen, continue to be gentlemen. All ladies need and deserve it, right? So when I pose the question, with these apps, like, does that result in the death of the gentleman, right? It wasn't really a question. We shouldn't allow any technology, any new thing that we come across, take us from being honest human beings and loving on each other the way we're supposed to. We all human at the end of the day. We have flaws, right? Like, you normal guy probably has been with 10, 20 females. Average female nowadays probably close 10, 15 guys or some shit. Like, whatever the number is, right? We still human. We have flaws, right? So that'll do it for episode 2 of How Not to Kill Yourself. Again, this is Breon. My sister Chi Chi will be back with the next episode. And before we leave, I have to ask you guys one question. Did you take a shit today? Pat yourself on the back if you did. If you didn't take a shit today, we got some shit to talk about. We'll do that next time on How Not to Kill Yourself. Like, share, subscribe. Love y'all. Peace.
It's really irresponsible not to be. It's just free pussy.